thank you for joining me today. Today we'll be doing a yoga sequence using 2 yoga blocks. You can have quart blocks, foam blocks, whichever blocks that you have available. If you do not have blocks available, if you have a couple of thick books, you can use those as well. Anything just to kind of bring the ground up to you. We're going to get started whenever you're ready. Hop onto your mat and we'll come into an easy seat. So in our easy seat, you can have the shins crossed or the ankles crossed. You may place one or both blocks under the knees if you feel like that you need a little more support under the knees. And then once you arrive, just go ahead and loop the shoulders down the back, finding the spine nice and long. Taking a nice full inhale from the tip of the tailbone that lifts all the way to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, imagine that breath flowing all the way back down the spine. Full inhale that lifts the breath from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, feel the breath flowing all the way back down. Great, one more breath like that. Great, taking a nice full inhale through the nose now. And as you exhale, imagine that you're at a mirror and trying to fog up the mirror from the mouth as you exhale. Inhaling fully through the nose. And exhale, fogging up your mirror. Great, one more time like that. And notice the slight constriction that comes into the back of your throat as you're fogging up the mirror. And just releasing the hand if you have been using your hand. And starting to inhale and exhale through the nose now, seeing if you can keep that slight constriction in the back of the throat. You'll make an audible sound that you'll be able to hear, but it's not so loud that someone across the room can hear. Maybe the breath reminds you of ocean waves coming in and out, making a similar sound. This is our Ujjayi breath that we practice throughout our vinyasa practices, and we link our movement with our breath. So we'll continue that Ujjayi breath. And just on your inhale, starting to reach the arms up, out and around, following the link of the breath. And as you exhale, reaching back out and around. That simple movement with the breath, moving the arms up. And exhaling out and around. One more round like that. Just allowing the fingertips to relax beside you. And just taking a moment maybe to close the eyes here. Notice how you feel. Maybe you already feel a little calmness entering in. Slowly flutter the eyes open and just take a moment to switch the cross of your feet, your ankles or shins. And then settling back into your 2 sits bones. On your next inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, twist to your right. Maybe that left hand comes outside of the right knee. Inhale, lifting through center. And exhale, twisting to your left. Inhale, reach through center. Exhale, twist into your right. Inhale, reach through center. Exhale, twist to your left. Reaching back through center. As you twist to your right, we'll hold here, taking a nice full inhale that reaches the spine tall. As you exhale, maybe you start to look over your right shoulder. Inhale, growing long in the spine. And exhale, maybe deepen a little further. One more breath here. Keeping that left shoulder nice and relaxed. Inhale, reach through center. And then exhale, twist to your left this time. Inhale, growing nice and tall in the spine. And exhale, maybe you start to look over that left shoulder. Inhale, growing long in the spine. And exhale, maybe deepening your twist. One more breath here. And release the center. Allowing the hands to come to the tops of the knees as you inhale, feeling the heart lift, the chest lift. And exhale, around in the spine. Inhaling, heart, chest lifts. Exhale, round in the spine. Inhaling, heart lifts. And exhale, around your spine. Great. Coming to sit up tall. Bringing the feet out in front of you. Placing the blocks towards the top of the mat. Maybe on the lowest level. And then rolling to either side and coming into a nice tabletop position. The knees will be underneath the hips, the wrists underneath the shoulders. We're taking a moment to spread the fingers really wide, pressing into all 10 of our knuckles. And we're having integrity in the spine, so feel the tailbone lengthen towards the back, the wall behind you. And then feel the crown of the head lengthen towards the wall in front of you. Feel the shoulders relax down the back. A lot of times from our behavior throughout our days, our shoulders are coming forward a little more. And we're just going to allow them to relax down the back. Great. Pulling the navel up and in slightly. And we're not looking forward or looking down. Seeing the head as an extension of the neck. So the back of the neck is nice and long. Take a nice full inhale here. Pick up the feet and take the feet to your right side. And as you exhale, look over your right shoulder. As you inhale, bring the head, the feet through center. And then taking the feet to the left as you exhale, look over your left shoulder. So just moving a few times with your breath from side to side. And then making your way back to center. Great. As you inhale here, feel the belly drop, the heart lift. We're coming into our classic cow back. The tailbone's tipping towards the sky. As you exhale, round in the spine, really pull a navel into spine, pressing the ground away from you with the hands. Inhale and heart lifts. And exhale, round. One more round. Okay, coming back to a neutral spine, walk the knees forward slightly, and then walk your hands to your blocks, taking the wrist to the outside of the blocks and allowing the hands to come to the side. So we're getting a nice little stretch in the wrist here, taking a full inhale, a full exhale. And then one at a time, maybe you turn your fingers back towards you. Allow the shoulders to relax. One at a time, planting the hands on top of the blocks, and then pressing into the hands to sink the hips towards the heels. It's okay if they're not coming all the way down. From here, maybe you slowly allow the forehead to make its way to the ground. Now, if this is too much on your shoulders, just go ahead and place the blocks to the side, planting the hands on the ground. And you can even bring the knees out a little wider to give yourself a little more space, allowing the forehead to maybe come to the ground. If the ground's not available for you, maybe you move your block back and place the block underneath your forehead. You can always come up to a higher level. So just being wherever you are today without placing judgment on yourself, without expectations, or without comparing. Seeing if you can just be where you are today with love and acceptance. This is our child's pose. And this is a resting pose that you can always come to at any point during your practice or any practice to come back to your breath, back to your intention of why you're here. Why are you practicing today? So give yourself the opportunity, the space to listen to your body and come to this pose at any time that you feel like the breath is becoming too shortened or the mind is becoming too busy. Come back to this resting pose. Find your breath, your stillness within, and join back in the practice whenever you're ready. Let's take a nice full inhale. A nice full exhale. Great, lifting the seat, lifting up. And go ahead and place your blocks back on the lowest levels. Making sure the knees are underneath the hips. We're spreading the fingers wide on our blocks. Feel the shoulders relax down the back, come into the toes. We're going to press away from the ground with the hands, lifting the hips up and back, finding your downward facing dog. From here, maybe you start to pedal the heels, bending one knee and then the other. Giving yourself time to move energy in the body. This becomes too much for you, you can always come back down to the knees and maybe extending one leg behind you and then the other, pressing through the heels. Okay. finding what's best for you today. And finding your breath. You can always even bring the wrist more to the edge closest to you. You feel like you're sliding on your blocks. Taking 3 more breaths wherever you are. Bend the knees, look to the front of the mat, and slowly walk the feet to the front of the mat. Great. Once you arrive, bring your blocks to the highest level, placing out in front of you, and bringing the feet to be hip distance apart. We're going to make our way to a half lift, so pressing the hands to the tops of the blocks, and we're going to lift the chest, taking the gaze right out in front of your blocks, finding that long line of energy again from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head. You can always find a little bend in the knees if you need to. Never lock in the knees. Take a nice full inhale. A nice full exhale. Press in into all 4 corners of your feet. We're not gripping in the toes, so just trying to relax the toes here. Navel's lifting up and in, 1 more breath. And then slowly bend the knees. As much as you need to, allow the torso to fold over the thighs. Just allow your head to relax. Maybe here you slowly shake the head no. And yes. Press evenly into both feet. We're going to lift all the way up to stand. Reach your arms over your head. As you exhale, bringing your hands to your heart. Taking a breath here. And then allowing the arms to come by your side. The palms are going to face towards the front. So we're pressing again into all 4 corners of our feet, feeling like we're lifting energy from the ground up. So maybe we slightly lift our kneecaps and feel your inner thighs wrapping towards the back of your mat. Your navel is lifting up and in, and shoulders are relaxed down our back. We're pulling the back of the skull slightly back, and the chin is just slightly tucked as the crown of our head lifts towards the sky. So we can just stand here, or we can be engaged in our Tadasana, our mountain pose. Take a nice full inhale. Nice full exhale. Inhale, reaching the arms up, out, and around. As you exhale, swan dive and reaching the arms back out and around, bending the knees, folding over the thighs. Walking your hands back to the blocks, inhale to your half lift. And then walking the black box back, taking a big step back with your right foot. We're going to lower down to that right knee. Come into the top of the foot, or you can always stay on the toes. If you have a blanket close by, you can always place a blanket under the knee, or you can always fold your mat in to give yourself a little more cushion under that knee if you need it. So those are some options if you're feeling a little too much pressure in your knee here. Bringing the blocks back in line with that left foot. So we're lifting the ground up to us. Inhale, growing long in the spine. Exhale, relaxing your shoulders. Our left knee is lined over our left ankle and not jetting forward. If you happen to notice that, go ahead and walk your right foot back a little further. We're also feeling our left hip press back as well, so it's not jetting forward. So all of us can benefit from using blocks, even if we're able to bring the hands to the ground, to really work on our alignment and engage properly. Our inner thighs are engaged here. So imagine that your left inner thigh is trying to pull towards your right inner thigh. Your right is pulling towards your left. We'll take one more breath here. And then we're going to slowly start to straighten that left leg. Walk your blocks back to you and peel the left toes towards you. As you inhale here, growing really long in the spine. As you exhale, this may be fine. Breathe in here. If you feel like you have a little space, move gently. Maybe you start to fold. Giving yourself time, take a full inhale. And exhale. 3 more breaths here. Soften where you can. The face, the jaw, shoulders. Slowly bend in that left knee. Walking your blocks back forward. We're going to flip our blocks to the middle level now. And sliding that left knee back to meet the right. Go ahead and sink the hips back towards the heels. You can always bring the hands to the ground. Nice full inhale. And nice full exhale. Lift into your tabletop position, bringing the wrist underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale for the heart lift to your cow. And exhaling to your cat. Finding a nice neutral spine. We'll bring our blocks back to the lowest level now. And come to your downward facing dog. Taking 3 breaths in your downward facing dog if you're taking it with me today. Feeling the biceps roll towards the front of the mat, the triceps towards the back. And then bend your knees, walk to the front of the mat. Great. Once you arrive, go ahead and bring your blocks up to the highest level. And inhale into your half lift. Exhale, fold over the thighs. Rooting both feet, rise all the way up. Hands to heart center. Beautiful job. We'll repeat that on the other side. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, fold over your thighs. Inhale and half lift. And walk your blocks to frame the front feet, to frame the feet. And step in your left foot to the back of the mat. Lower down to the left knee. Remembering you can always bring a little more support under that knee. Making sure that right knee is lined over right ankle and not jetting forward. And then we're pressing into the top of the left foot. If you're on the top of the foot, you can always come to the toes if that's better for you. And feeling like you're pulling that right foot back. Feel the spine get long. Nice full inhale. Nice full exhale. So grow long in the spine. Maybe you find a little more relaxation in the hip flexors. One more breath here. Great, slowly starting to straighten that right leg as you walk the blocks back. Peeling the right toes towards you. That right hip is pressing back in line with the left. Inhale, growing long in the spine. As you exhale, you may hold here, or maybe fold any amount. Giving yourself time. One more breath here. Slowly bending that right knee and walking your blocks back forward to frame that front foot. Coming back to the middle level here. We're going to slide that right knee back. Walking your hands to the ground, sinking the hips towards the heels, finding your child's pose. Taking 3 breaths here. Lift back up. If you need to come back to your blocks for your downward facing dog, you can. Come into the toes and making your way there. Moving your blocks to the appropriate level if you're using. Exhale, lowering the knees back to the ground. We'll all bring our blocks to the middle level, walking our hands back to the blocks, and stepping the right foot in between the hands. So we're back in our low lunge here. This time we're going to come to the left toes and off of that left knee. We're going to step the left foot out to the left slightly. Our left toes are towards our left front corner. Bend in the right knee. Good. Find a firm planting between both feet. You may bring the blocks up to the highest level here, Or if you're ready, maybe you lift up. Bringing the hands to the hips. So our hips don't have to be perfectly square to the front of the mat, but we're working for them to be more square instead of opening to the left side. The hands can always rest on your hips, or maybe if you're ready, you reach the arms overhead. Taking one more breath here, Virabhadrasana 1. This is our warrior 1. And then bringing your hands back to the blocks. Come to the left toes. You may step that left foot forward slightly and then walk in the blocks forward underneath the shoulders. We're going to start to lift our left foot off of the mat and flex your left toes in towards your center. So the left toes aren't dialing out. They're going to be pointing towards the ground. So think about, to really get the hips square, pointing them towards the center of your body. Imagine a long line of energy from the left heel to the crown of the head. Inhale here. As you exhale, and you can bend in that right knee, starting to fold over the right thigh. The left leg may lift a little further towards the sky. Full inhale. And then exhale, bend that right knee deep. Step the left foot to the back of the mat. Walk your blocks back. Come to the middle level. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Full inhale here. You can always lower the knees. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lowering the knees to the ground. Coming to the top of the feet. Walk into the hands. Inhale into your cow. And exhale into your cat. Great. Walking back to your blocks again. We're going to step the left foot in between the hands. Feeling the shoulders relax here. Coming to the right toes and off of that right knee. And we'll step the right foot slightly out to the right. Right toes are towards our right front corner. Maybe you come to the highest level on the blocks. Finding your grounding in both feet. If you need to bring that left foot a little further out to the left, you can always do that as well. If you're ready, bringing the hands to the hips. Finding the hips more square to the front of the mat instead of the side. You can keep the hands on the hips, or maybe you reach the arms over the head. Inhale here. And exhale, bringing the hands to the tops of the blocks. Come into the right toes. Walk the blocks forward as you maybe step that right foot forward slightly. And then lifting the right foot. Come into your warrior 3. Right toes, again, are pointing towards the ground. Shoulders are relaxed. Our hands are underneath our shoulders. Navel's pulling into spine. Full inhale. Full exhale. Maybe start to fold and bring that right foot towards the sky. Staying in splits. Inhale here. And exhale, slowly bending that left knee. Stepping the right foot to the back of the mat, walking your blocks back, come into the middle level, and stepping left foot back to meet right. Inhale, and exhale. Navel's lifting up and in, remembering you can always lower to the knees at any point. The back of the neck is long. Inhale. Exhale, lower the knees to the ground. Walking the hands to the ground. Inhale into our cow. Exhale into our cat. Sinking the hips towards the heels, finding your child's pose. And slowly lifting back up. Bringing the hands back to the blocks. We'll step our right foot in between our hands. Come into the left toes and off of that left knee. Allowing that left heel to fall in again. The left toes are still slightly towards the left front corner. Reach your left arm out in front of you. And then lift up. Virabhadrasana 2. Warrior 2. Weight still even in both feet, spreading through the fingertips. You can always bring the hands to the hips. That's too much for the arms and shoulders. And for this pose, we are squared more to our left side in our hips. And that right knee is tracking towards the right side of the mat. If you look down, you want to be able to see that right big toe. Full inhale. Full exhale. Bring the left hand, the back of the hand to the lower back. The right palm lifts towards the sky. Inhale, reach your heart center towards the sky. As you exhale, bring your hand to a block. So we're still keeping that bend in that right knee. Maybe you bring your block to the highest level. That left hip is opening. Reaching that left arm back behind you. And then bringing it towards the ground and bringing the left arm over the left ear. Extended side angle. Bringing the left fingers together, seeing if you can find or feel a long line of energy from the outside of the left foot all the way to the left fingertips. All right, one more breath here. Lift up to your warrior 2. I know the leg can get a little tired. You're doing great. And we're going to take our block now in front of us and to our right slightly. Go ahead and step that left foot forward. That right wrist is under right shoulder. We're going to start to lift the left leg. We're keeping that left hip open. If you're ready, maybe you reach the left fingertips towards the sky. Balancing poses teach us to be humble. Great, one more breath here. Slowly bend in that right knee. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. And then walking your block back inside of that left foot. Slowly start to straighten that right knee. That left hip is still tracking open. The hand can stay on the hip. Or maybe reaching left fingertips towards the sky. Good. Taking 3 more breaths here in your triangle. And then slowly starting to bend in that right knee, bringing your hands to the blocks, middle level, sliding that left foot back, coming to the left toes. Inhale here. Exhale, step the right foot back. Finding your plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower the knees to the ground. Step the left foot in between the hands. Good, coming to the right toes again and allowing that right heel to fall in. The right toes are still slightly towards the right front corner of our mat. Bending in that left knee over left ankle. Right arm's gonna reach out in front of us and help lift us up. Warrior two. Hips are more squared towards the right side of our mat. And if we look down, we should be able to see our left big toe. So we're tracking that left knee open. Shoulders relaxed. If you're ready, maybe reaching your arms out, taking your gaze over your left middle finger. Find your breath. Taking the back of the right hand to the lower back. Left palm flips to the sky. Lifting up, left shoulder relax. Humble warrior. And as you exhale, bringing that left hand to a block inside of the left foot or shin, looking up. Reaching right fingertips back towards the back edge of the mat. And then allowing that right arm to come towards the ground and reaching the right arm over the right ear. Bringing the right fingers together and seeing if you can find that long line of energy from the outside of the right foot through the right fingertips. Great, one more breath here. Inhale, lift, warrior two. And then bringing that left hand to your block, bringing that block out in front of you and to your left slightly. You can step that right foot forward. And we're making our way into our half moon. It's starting to lift that right foot. We're opening that right hip. The right toes are dialing out to our right and flexing towards us. Maybe reaching right fingertips towards sky. Full inhale. Full exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bend in the left knee. Step the right foot towards the back of the mat. Bring in that block inside of the left foot. And slowly straighten in the left leg. Right hip is tracking open. Maybe reaching right fingertips towards sky. Finding your triangle pose. Great, bend in that left knee. Release the right hand to the block, coming back to the middle level. Coming to the right toes, sliding that right foot back. Stepping our left foot back to our plank. Inhale here. And exhale, lower the knees to the ground. Great, walking the hands to the ground. Inhale into your cow. And exhale into your cat. Wonderful. Bring the feet to one side and then making your way onto your seat. Swinging the legs out in front of you. From here, we're going to take one of our blocks and place it onto our mat, and then lifting up our seat to come to sit on top of our block. You can place your other block to the side for now. And then reaching the legs out long, staying soft in the knees, adjusting as you need to on your block. You want to allow the sits bones to be rooted. As you inhale, maybe you reach the arms over the head. As you exhale, fold in any amount. Hands can come to thighs, they can come to the ground. You can walk them to the shins, the ankles, maybe the feet. Being wherever you are today. As you inhale, see if you can find more length in your spine. As you exhale, seeing if you can soften in some area. Letting go of whatever you're not using here. And taking one more breath. Walking the hands back to you. Okay. We're going to bend in that left knee and cross that left ankle over the right thigh. Great. Hug your right arm or hand around that left shin and inhale, lift left fingertips towards sky. As you exhale, bring the left hand behind you, maybe to your block, to your lower back, or if you can reach the ground, you can bring the fingertips there. Inhale, long in the spine. As you exhale, looking over that left shoulder. Taking a full breath here. Releasing back through center. Uncross the left foot, sliding that left foot out, and bending the right knee. Crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. Taking the left hand around the right knee. Inhale, reaching up with the right hand, growing long in the spine, and bringing that right hand to wherever it needs to come. Inhale, growing long in the spine, and exhale, looking over the right shoulder. Great, one more breath here. And releasing back through center. Uncrossing the right foot, bending in the left knee, and slide off of your block. Go ahead and place that block to the side, making sure you have one block on either side of your mat. I'm going to take it to the lowest level, and then making your way onto your back. Making sure the back of the neck is long. You can take out any hair ties or adjust if you need to. And then walking the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to open wide and be supported by your blocks. We're going to take our right hand to our lower belly and our left hand to our heart center. Just allowing the body to be heavy here. On your next inhale, inhale into the lower belly. Taking a little more air, feel the ribs expand out. And taking a little more air on your inhale and feel the collarbones expand. As you exhale, you're going to exhale from your chest first. And then allow the ribs to relax. And then allow the lower belly to settle down and in. And again, inhaling, 3-part breath, lower belly, ribs, chest, collarbones expand. Exhale from the chest, the ribs, the lower belly. Practicing your 3-part breath, a few more rounds in your own time. Seeing if you can smooth out the breath without it being choppy. trying to keep the breath of equal lengths. And you can even keep that slight constriction in the back of the throat as you practice your 3-part breath. One more breath here. And then going ahead and taking the hands to the outside of the knees, closing the knees in towards each other, and walking the feet out to be hip distance. Going ahead and grabbing one of your blocks. The other you can just push to the side. And pressing evenly into the feet, we'll slowly peel the tailbone off the mat, rolling up the spine, and placing your block on the lowest level, right underneath your sacrum. Good. You can start to walk onto the backs of the shoulders a little more, keeping the back of the neck long, keeping space in between the chest and chin. Just allow the arms to go ahead and relax out to your sides. Feel supported by the ground, by your block. Just allowing yourself to give in to the moment. Take 3 more breaths here in your supported bridge. Slowly press evenly into both feet to lift the hips enough to slide your block out to the side. And then slowly lowering back down. And then one at a time, bringing that right leg out long, a little wider than your hip distance, followed by the left. And just allowing the body to be heavy. You may take a moment to shift the hips a little from side to settle in. Just let go of any control of your breath now. Allowing it to naturally come and go. Allowing the eyes to relax into their sockets. Closing the eyelids down if you're comfortable doing so. Feeling the brow relax. The lips relax. Your jaw relax. follow the sensation of your breath into the body and out of the body. Feel the breath enter through both nostrils and make its way into the diaphragm. Releasing from the diaphragm and back out of both nostrils. There's nothing you need to do, but just be and relax, let go.